Hello, and welcome to Scotty Kilmer live stream. Top 5 mobile episode. Scotty, I noticed you're partial towards Toyota versus Honda. What about Hondas don't you like? If you went back 2.5, 3 decades ago, Honda and Toyota were neck and neck, probably making the best cars in the world for that kind of money. Honda has slipped more than Toyota. Toyota's slipping a bit now too, but they just slip more in their quality control. For instance, Honda automatic transmissions, some of them go bad. Very few Toyota automatic transmissions go bad. Honda was one of the early advocates of making a little bitty 1.5 liter engine turbocharging, and they had engine problems in the beginning with them. Toyota didn't go that route, and they really haven't had problems when they put turbos in yet. But who knows what the future will bring. Turbos, extra pressure, it's going to wear things out faster. Hondas are still decent cars. I just put up a video yesterday, watch it. Honda's slipping quality, and I showed a brand new Accord. And I showed that they sold like 100-something thousand Accords last year, but they sold 300-something thousand Camrys. So they're obviously losing the race to the Camrys, but they're still decent cars. So, it's just they're not as solid built overall as the Toyotas are. Kind of says, hey, Scotty, do engines have coils? Yeah, they got spark plug coils, ignition coils. They make the spark. Back in the day, they had one ignition coil in a distributor, and the ignition coil would send electricity to all, if it was a 6-cylinder, all 6 spark plug wires. Well, we don't have spark plug anymore. We have ignition coils on top of each spark plug. You got a 6-cylinder engine, you got 6 ignition coils, and it's all run by computers instead of having a distributor. So yeah, they got coils. And generally, in most good cars like Toyotas, they can last an awful long time. But take like Volkswagens, for years they used cheap coils and they'd go out all the time. So some people make them better than the other, but all of them have coils. Unless you got a diesel and they don't have coils because they are compression ignition, not spark ignition. Heather Smith 2018 says, what are your thoughts on hybrids? Well, the only new car I ever bought in my life, I bought in December when I was 72 years old. It's a 2026 Toyota Camry hybrid. Because I waited, okay? They've been making them for like 17 years. So I figured, okay, Toyota, they made them for 17 years. They're pretty good, right? And it's great. It's 52.5 miles a gallon in town and 49 on the highway. You can't argue that. And it's a fast car, too. But it's a Toyota. I would not buy a Ford hybrid. I wouldn't buy a Chrysler hybrid. I certainly would not buy any GM hybrid. Depends on what hybrid you're going to buy. They're all very complicated. The Toyotas, they're all pretty much the same level of complexity. But the thing is, Toyota makes them better. When Ford started making hybrids, they were pretty much using the Toyota system. I guess they were paying for the copyrights, all that stuff. And so they were exactly the same practically, but Ford started making them. See, Ford makes them cheaper. You take a Toyota hybrid, I've seen them, 250, still humming along, right? But I see the Ford hybrids with the same exact design. Maybe 140, 150 start hearing coming out of the transmission because Ford used their own cheaper Ford bearings when they built them, which wore out at 140,000 miles, where the Toyotas were still humming along with 240,000 miles. So, depends which hybrid you're thinking about buying. Arpagen said, Scotty, did you ever use E15 gasoline? Yes, I did. And if I get a choice, I won't use it again. I did it when I was traveling from Tennessee to Rhode Island because that's what they had at the gas station, right? And guess what? I got 3.5 miles a gallon worse gas mileage than I did with the regular that only has 10%, the E10 gasoline, right? E stands for ethanol. Ethanol is alcohol. It has 20% less energy than gasoline, so you're going to get worse gas mileage. Now, if you go to full Monty and buy E85 gasoline, if you have a flex fuel car, you will get between 20 to 25% worse gas mileage than if you had straight gasoline in it, because alcohol doesn't have the energy in it. It's not as powerful, so you have to burn more of it. And even though it's somewhat cheaper, it's not cheaper enough. 20-25% if you're talking about E85, you lose money in the long run. Farmers love it because they're sowing corn like mad now. They love it, of course, but it's not a practical thing to do because you're paying a little bit less, but you're getting a lot worse gas mileage. Yeah, tried, so Scotty, how do you feel about the Toyota Tacoma's swapping to a 4-cylinder inline straight 4 paired with 8-speed transmission? Well, I wouldn't care if they would have just put a 4-cylinder engine with an 8-speed, right? The Tacomas with 4-cylinder engines were always sluggish. They were slow, right? But they could run forever. I've seen them with 500,000 miles or more. But what they've done is they only offer a turbocharged 4. I do not like turbocharged 4s. Yes, they have power. Yes, Toyota usually makes pretty good stuff. But a turbocharged engine's going to wear out faster. Turbocharged just rams engine. Air. Shoves more air, makes the compression ratio higher, more pressure inside the engine. More pressure equals wearing out faster. And those new Toyotas, not only do they have turbos, but they have GDI fuel injection that has 1,400 PSI sometimes. That's extra pressure. The more pressure in the engine, the faster it's going to wear out. And I just don't like the idea of something that's designed from the beginning knowing, yeah, it's got power, but it's going to wear out faster. B. Sam says, should I replace a transmission on a Nissan Versa Note? 2015 transmission, $1,200 labor and $800. So that's $2,000. You know, it depends. Here's the problem. Say you replace the transmission. You're not getting a new one. You can't buy a new one. If it's a junkyard transmission, you're rolling the dice. You might crap out, right? I wouldn't advise doing it myself. Unless you're getting some kind of a guarantee that it's going to work right. And I've had so many people get junkyard transmissions, and then it doesn't work right. They take it back to the junkyard. So it goes down the road, but it's shaking. Oh, we didn't guarantee it didn't shake. We just guaranteed it would go down the road. Junkyards are notorious for treating people like dirt. Once you get the money, they're never going to give you your money back. And if it's a remanufactured one, half the guys doing, they don't know how to remanufacture the things. I would think long before I'd put that kind of money into that car. Unless you're going to take a gamble, pay that, and then see if you could sell it for a lot more money and get rid of the thing. Mr. Rassa, 2302 says, Scotty, how do you do a proper Italian tune-up? How long and at what revs? Okay, well, I suppose it's politically incorrect now to say Italian tune-up, but the image is that Italians drive real fast in Italy. If you drive a car on a highway at higher speeds, it will help clean the carbon and everything out of the engine. Because as you're going down the highway, it's hot. The engine's burning really quickly. It will often burn carbon out. It will also get rid of water. When you burn gasoline or Earth's atmosphere, one of the byproducts is H2O. And that gets in the engine and the oil, but it'll boil out when you're driving at higher speeds. Basically, all you got to do is, if you got someplace, I used to do it going to San Antonio where the speed limit was 80 miles an hour between Houston and San Antonio in parts. You go 80 miles an hour for an hour, that's plenty enough, clean it all out. That's all you need to do. Or even going 65, do it for an hour. That'll do it pretty much, clean it up. And it does work on somebody who doesn't drive much out of short city traffic, because my wife's car, she only drove 3 miles to teach at the school she was teaching at in Houston, 3 miles back. So when we took it to San Antonio, it always run better when we got back.